Hello everybody, welcome to Montezuma. It is 79 degrees, so cooler than last week. It is sunny, unfortunately. Hello everybody, welcome. Jeez, most annoying system. Sorry about the late start, later than normal, late anyway. What have I seen or heard since I arrived? I have seen a great blue heron, American crows, Canada geese, some gulls that I couldn't identify, American goldfinch, and a peregrine falcon. Oh, and tree swallows. Saw a peregrine come through, and it was kind of sort of going after the crows. Anyway, it's a beautiful day, but not necessarily great conditions for our purposes, but we're going to make do as we always do. We make do. So, let's get underway. Hearing American goldfinches right now. Overall, the dry weather has continued, but it has been cooler the last few days. So we don't have as much heat that would be called oppressive, and the nights have been a little bit cooler the last couple nights. So that's made a difference too. And it's not as humid today as it was last week, so it's a little cooler and less humid. Although the humid conditions may be uncomfortable, they probably did help the vegetation, which, you know, could use some rain. It's been, for me, in terms of bird watching, a quiet week. I haven't even gone for many walks or anything. I just haven't been able to for one reason or another. I think with these sunny conditions, it's going to be tough to see things over distances again today. So often, people tell me, and I was hearing this yesterday actually from, people at the end of the day. They were telling me, "Oh, we'll have good weather this weekend," and they just don't realize. Co-workers, relatives, just don't realize that the sun is very tough. It's good at certain times and makes things look great, but in terms of actually getting clear views of things, it's really a struggle. By the way, the Canada geese that I saw, they were in the area, between the road and the visitor center, there's that area that has taken on more water, and the geese are there. And I heard there were a few shorebirds there, but I didn't see any on my way in, and I didn't go back to look. I heard that, not that I mind shorebirds, but there was nothing out of the ordinary there apparently. And again, I did take a quick look at, for them. Getting here today was, I'm not going to say it was difficult, but it was a slow process. Everyone was driving just so slowly. And before you jump to the conclusion, well, you're just in a hurry, Ferris, it wasn't just that. I mean, in 55-mile-an-hour zones, people are driving in the 40s. And it was one vehicle after another doing this sort of thing. And I did make a stop on the way here, hoping to see something, and I didn't see it. Here an American goldfinch. So, the vegetation obviously is still tall here by the road, so that's making things difficult. We still need rain. That's not helping. I think a lot of people, we get one rain shower. Doesn't even have to be a long one. And maybe weather that's a little cooler, and they think, oh, everything is fine. And it's, in terms of water, no, we're not fine. We still need more. Just saw a bird of some sort fly through. Don't know what it was. I see a tree swallow. I think that's what it is, but I'm not sure. Yes, I think it's a tree swallow. Up ahead there are people walking around on the road, but they don't seem to be focused on anything. They're just wandering around. These, if you look out here, there's some, I can see a little bit of water here and there, but now grasses are growing in and everything, and it's, it's not easy to see anything that might be there. So I don't know if, ordinarily there might be a channel with at least some water just beyond this vegetation, but again, the vegetation's too tall for me to even see if there is water there. In terms of vocalizations, it's very quiet here. I suspect our time up here in the Montezuma area will be relatively brief today, as it has been the last few weeks. I mean, unless we see something, we're not going to, probably won't make extra stops. I had stopped in an area up here where there had been some sightings in recent days of red-headed woodpeckers, one or more, and like I said, I made that stop and I went there. I didn't see anything right off the bat. I'm not sure exactly, well, I have an idea where to look, and maybe if I were to wait and had more time to wait, maybe I'd see something eventually, but didn't see anything today. I didn't even see my neighboring hawks today. I may have heard one of the juveniles, but I'm not even positive about that. I did see a few red-tailed hawks on my drive here today, but I'd have to say that the best part of last week's tour really was Sapsucker Woods, and I wouldn't be surprised if the same holds true today. It's been like that actually the last couple weeks. And I'd have, oh, I see a great blue heron. This is through the windshield. I don't know if I can show you or not. Not worth it. Oh, something else is disturbing the water there. I don't know what. There's the great blue. You know, I complain obviously about the vegetation being too tall, but you know, I wouldn't. I'm realistic. I'm not going to say, oh, they should mow it down. As much as I would like it mowed down so we can see better, what would that mean? It might mean that you know, the cars are that much more visible to the birds, and also, you know, I'm sure the birds rely on this vegetation to an extent anyway. So, you know, yes, from a selfishness standpoint, I would definitely want it all cut down so we can see better and everything. But in terms of the overall health of this area as an ecosystem, I certainly want it to just be allowed to grow. That's a red-winged blackbird we're hearing. Oh, there it is. Things are definitely different between the time of year, and I think also, you know, the rain levels that are, you know, the widespread lack of rain, I should say. Behaviors are definitely different. Just in my own view from home, I'm not seeing or hearing many red-winged blackbirds lately. But, you know, they're not nearly as vocal this time of year anyway, not typically. But even birds like robins and you know, that I might see all the time in grassy areas, I'm not seeing them. Not nearly as much. And, you know, like it or not, today is the 13th of August. And we're getting to that point where, you know, usually by like the, oh, we've got birds in the air. Hold on. Turkey vulture, I would say, and there was another one, another bird. Where is it? Osprey. You know, very often, I've said it before, in my own area, I generally stop seeing robins. I don't know if they actually migrate away or if it's just a behavioral change, but I usually stop seeing them by like the 3rd week in August. I think they may still be around, but you know, they're spending typically by then less and less time in the grassy areas where I would see them. But I don't usually, I'm not hearing them as much anyway. You know, this time of year, and it's my suspicion that many of them, you know, do leave, or at least seem to be working towards doing so by the 3rd week in August, somewhere around there. And that's, again, just my own semi-casual observation. It may not be a correct, you know, conclusion. Hold on a second. I try to power this particular camera with an external power source, and the cord really does its best to wrap itself around everything. And gets caught on things all the time. Anyway, so I'm already, my point is, I'm already seeing changes, and some of those changes may have been hastened by the, you know, the conditions. You know, if grassy areas are all completely dried out, there's, you know, less of a likelihood of, you know, bugs and worms and whatever a robin might be interested in. Sorry, it's through windshield, but at an angle. But those were turkey vultures. I'm guessing one of them at least was, or one of them was probably one that we had already seen the first time. So I have to say, so far here on Wildlife Drive, not much going on. There are people up ahead who are, oh, you know, they were up, I saw them near the visitor center. They were there when the peregrine falcon flew through. By the way, the peregrine appeared to be a juvenile, from what I could tell. It's a mallard. Canada geese. Great blue heron. We just heard a killdeer. I don't know where it is, but just heard one. I think those are pied-billed grebes out there, if I'm not mistaken. Another pied-billed grebe. So there's several great blue herons out there. Not sure what kind of gulls those are. I would guess ring-billed, but I don't know. group of heron. That sounded like a Caspian tern. This is a pied-billed grebe. That looks like a tern to me. So very quiet, obviously, so far here on Wildlife Drive. A bit of a disappointment, I would say. Another pied-billed grebe, but I can't show you now. And now it's under the surface. Somebody's vocalizing. Notice the birds we did not hear today, including marsh wren, so far eastern kingbird. They've been vocal in recent prior weeks, but I haven't heard one yet today. I was talking with someone actually last Sunday about just an area. It was actually, I was talking with a neighbor about a given area near us that is not paved over well. It's dusty, messy. It's similar to what we're driving over now, but actually worse. And why it hasn't been paved, and there are various reasons for it, including the ownership of this particular piece of property. And essentially the question that came up was one that I've thought of when here many occasions, and that is, would I want it paved with smooth, firm asphalt? Not really, because that might just tempt faster traffic. If this road here were paved with regular asphalt like you would see on a highway, people would drive it like as if it's a highway and be motoring right along, and that would not be good. I would have to say this type of material, although it probably damages tires a little bit, and it it's messy and everything, you know, in terms of dust levels, it probably is a good way to keep the speed limit at least, or, you know, and semi-enforce the speed limit here. Up ahead, I just saw some wing flapping. It looks like it's probably an American goldfinch. I think it is. Hey. This is through the windshield, so I can't give you a super clear look. Let's see if I can improve it a little bit. 1 second. Hold on. And there's a car behind me, of course. Okay, it's gonna go by. You know, if you ever wonder, well, how do these, I don't think it's thistle, this is something else, I can't remember what it's called, but how do they get picked clean like this? Well, this is how. Oh, he can't get by. Okay. Oops. And naturally, and you know, that's too fast. Sorry. The goldfinch has returned, but not to the exact same spot. Let's see if we can switch cameras and maybe get a slightly better view. So we're looking at an American goldfinch. It's a male. And I don't recall. I used to know what this was, this plant, but I've forgotten. It's not thistle. With that vehicle passing through, the goldfinch flew on, and oh, came back. Same place. We won't watch it forever, but it's just nice to see. We'll move on shortly enough. Okay, we're going to move on. We've got a vehicle behind us. We'll let it pass and then we'll move on ourselves. Oh, come on, you guys. Come on. All right. Come on. nothing that I can see going on in the Benning Marsh. There's really no water there, so no surprise. Okay, never mind. Saw a tree swallow. I think I just heard a song sparrow, the first one I've heard today. That's a nice cool breeze. Well, and it's welcome. Well, cooler. Not really cool. Cooler. Sorry, again, I need to leave the highway side window open just to have some cross ventilation. So it's going to let in some noise, obviously. In terms of birds, you're not missing anything, so don't worry about that. I'd say to this point, and we don't have much left of it, this is probably one of our worst in terms of productivity, or one of our least productive, least busy visits to Wildlife Drive. I've seen a few things, but not, no great looks at anything. Maybe, well, I'd say the American Goldfinch was gave us a nice look. I have to say the most interesting I've seen here today was the peregrine falcon before we started. Oops. Are those cedar waxwings? They might be. And that looks like a wood duck to me. I'm not sure, I think they're mallards. Not seeing well enough. Well, let's take a quick look with the other camera and see if maybe we can figure out what they are. I'm guessing mallards. Okay. think what I'm seeing across the way in that dead tree are starlings. Actually, I wasn't sure if maybe they could have been something else, but I think they're starlings as usual. Actually, these are starlings or red-winged blackbirds that go to that tree. I'd have to say that in terms of, comparing this summer to last summer, I mean, overall, in terms of just everything, in terms of regular birding quality, in terms of the rarities that came around, last summer was much better than this one has been. You can see things are pretty well dried up out there. It's just mud. I think there might be something else there duck-wise, but I'm not sure. We're going to move on. So I have to say I'm disappointed. The water levels where they are now, and where we are in terms of time of year. I mean, okay, roughly middle of August, and of course we could get some rain, and that would make a big difference. I haven't checked the forecast lately, but I'm hoping for much better water levels to be here, much better. As fall approaches. Hear that rattle? That's from the roof there. I wonder if I should put a piece of chewing gum to make that stick. Just chew it up and stick it in there. maybe I'll do that when I'm not spending time reading the warning that I need to keep my eyes on the road. The one that comes up every 7 or 8 days. It's actually due today or tomorrow. Every time I get that message, I stop and make note of the date I get the message. Okay, that'll do it for Wildlife Drive. Today for us to see. Now, maybe part of that is time of day. Maybe I'm sure there are other factors involved. It is, like it or not, it may be, oh, I see a double crested cormorant in the air heading towards Shockey Pool. You know, it may, actually my thermometer is currently reading 76 degrees. And I just saw a few cormorants in the trees. What's this guy? Why is he tailgating me? It's just annoying. And this osprey nest, where we often see activity, seems to have no activity. Another osprey nest that's right almost at the city line of Ithaca, between here and Ithaca. It looked empty today as well as I drove by it. You know, we're used to seeing red-tailed hawks, and they leave the nest when? In, you know, early to mid-June. Ospreys seem to have a different timetable. I see American goldfinches on the ground. I'm not sure what I'm hearing. I suspect it is an osprey, and there may be an osprey still, I think there is actually, in the nest up ahead, I would say. Now, what am I hearing, and where is it coming from? I see some tree swallows by the looks of it. swear this wire, I swear. Is that a grackle? Or a red-winged blackbird? I'm not sure. It just took off. This big bug that I don't know how it managed, but it came into my car and apparently died. There was no other place to go. It had to come in here. Alright, I'm having a hard time seeing. This is what I mean. Sunshine. Oh, it's great, great. No, it's not. For very poor viewing in most cases. Unless the sun is really working for you. And hold on a second. I think I see a house sparrow up ahead. More tree swallows, which will probably leave as we drive underneath them. It's interesting, you know, near the visitor center up here at Montezuma, I did not even see or hear, or maybe I didn't really watch closely enough or for long enough, but I did not see or hear purple martins. So I see an osprey on the nest, and I think I see one on a nearby pole. And we're hearing one in the air, I believe. I believe it's in the air. Maybe not. There's a turkey vulture up there, though. Now, it could be that one of the chicks has left the nest here, and it looks like that's probably what's at work. And up ahead further on a pole, I don't know if it's an adult or not, I think it's another osprey. And I can't show you very well. Hello, osprey. Let's just take a quick look right now again. Definitely an osprey. And let's hope we can drive underneath it without disturbing it. Looks like we will. Still there, no problem. Just looking down, you can see there's not much water down there. On the left-hand side, there's some in the corner, but everything else is dry. There may be some on, yeah, I think there's some on the perimeter. I see some Canada geese down there. Bumped into some people here last week and talked to them just a bit. Nobody here this time. See a great blue heron, a couple of them, some Canada geese, a few ducks of some sort down there. I see great egrets, more great blue herons. Not much, really. Let's go to another location and see if we can take a look down there. If we move over here, it might be better. Alright, we'll try from here. The great blue there. We're not going to be here very long, that's for sure. looks like an American crow if I had to guess. Okay, hold on. Let me reposition things here. Looks like a gull of some sort. I did say there were Canada geese, and there's some, and more gulls back there, I believe. Okay, let me just take a quick look with binoculars around and see if there's anything that I should be showing you. Now, last week we had seen some sandhill cranes here, but I haven't seen any yet here today. No sign of them. Not today. Let's just take a look at one or two more things, and I think we're going to move on. We're going to move on. You know, I'm just thinking about how it's been up here today so far, and to this point it's been unremarkable. But when I think about it, it's not really all that unexpected. You know, in many ways to me, August, and I've said this regarding sapsucker woods specifically, but in many ways, you know, August is, you know, the least exciting month of the year. If not the least, then one of the least. And if you think about it, it's not that surprising. I would love to take a close look at this osprey here, but I don't want to frighten it or bother it, so just in case it's a young one. The one on the pole. So we're just going to drive right by. You know, I think of the other months of the year, and now if I'm making this comparison and saying that August is the worst, and you know, I said that about sapsucker woods, but there are certainly times in August that I've been there and seen just wonderful things. So, you know, I'm not going to say, oh, it's not even worth trying. That's not the case at all. I mean, you know, in terms of going there and maybe expecting to see something, okay, August may be a terrible month to have to go with an expectation. But if you go there and, there's a good chance, for instance, maybe you would have a great view of a great blue heron or a green heron or belted kingfisher, something like that. You may end up leaving after your visit and say, that was great, Depends on what you're looking for, of course. And, coming up here in August, we're not really truly in migration or anything yet, but, I think I just saw, some mourning dove. But you could get a good look at, I don't know, someone in the heron family, or maybe you have an outstanding, or no, you know what, maybe you even watch, maybe you manage to capture an osprey, flying to the water to catch a fish. That could be the only thing you see that day, but you drive away thinking, boy, that was great, so it all depends on what you're looking for, and but in terms of coming here with an expectation, then I would say, no, August is not a good month. See another osprey on a nest. And that's okay. Maybe you it all depends on how you look at things. Maybe you decide, okay, August is going to be a month where everything I see I'll just consider a bonus. Let's just take a quick look here while we have a chance. I mentioned that there were these are double-crested cormorants. Just a quick look. And there are more cormorants visible from here. So, welcome to Mays Point. We'll do what we did last week, and that is we'll park in my spot here. Although everybody, I think, likes to park here if they park. Alright, so we'll do what we've been doing here. We'll get out together. We'll use this camera that we're using now, and if we happen to see anything really spectacular, we'll come back for the other. That's not going to work. But that could work. Alright, let me just have a little bit of water before I get out. Now, last week I had heard something odd, and I don't know what it was. But apparently, at that time, we were having an outage, so you didn't hear it. Most unfortunate. So, I have no... It's not recorded on anything I did, not recorded on YouTube, nothing. At least that's what I'm told. Alright. I will be around to get the camera and this bundle of wires in a moment. Don't go anywhere. Okay, now you can go with me. Come on. I have to say, I may complain a lot about the wires and stuff like that, but I really do, overall, love doing this. I think I just heard an American Goldfinch. I don't know. Quiet here too. I'm not hearing really anything in terms of bird vocalizations, not yet. I think I just did hear an American Goldfinch, and I saw something out here in the water. I think it was either a gallinule or something like it. This looks like a gallinule. Farther out I saw something before, though. I don't see it now. Great blue heron. And swimming away from us now, looks like another gallinule, juvenile, and the first one was a juvenile also. But it's very quiet here. There's like nothing going on. We'll wait a few minutes. That sounded like a house finch, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not ready to walk away yet, but I'm thinking about it. Definitely hearing American Goldfinch now. Just flew over our heads. So, I mean, you know, and there could be a lot more out there than we realize, but with these grasses, you know, as tall as they are, and it looks like there's, you know, a fair amount of water here. It's not all dried out. But with these grasses, we can't see. So, I mean, there could be, I'm not saying there are, but there could be many, many ducks out there or something. And we just can't see them. I would bet, this is just a guess on my part, I would bet, for instance, that there are black-crowned night herons here. And we saw one great blue heron. I'll bet there are more, you know. Just heard a blue jay. Looks like another gallinule. Well in the distance there. You may recall a number of weeks ago we were here and we were seeing, you know, a few, you know, frequent flights, short flights of great blue herons and black-crowned night herons. And so far, just one quick flight of a great blue heron, and that's it. You know what? I'm hearing a gray catbird, not a blue jay. So, no blue jay, gray catbird. I'm not sure what that gull is. But like I said, very, very quiet here today. I just want to spend another minute or two looking around, and if anything catches my eye, fine. We're obviously, well, maybe not obviously, but we're not going to Van Dyne Spoor today. My concern is just how likely, you know, low the water levels are there, and the way even that wooded area has been lately. It's been not the most productive. So why spend time? Then again, it's not like we'd be missing a lot here. Alright, I think we might as well head back to the car. There's really very little that we can see from here. Again, it's worth stressing. It's little that we can see. I would guess that there's more activity than we are able to see, but those grasses are blocking our view. Pigeons up here. Yes. And I'm hearing some vocalizations. Could they be starlings, maybe? Or a mixed flock? I haven't seen any of them yet. Okay, sounds like we're live again. I'm trying to deal with the, if I can, with the... Okay, sounds like we're live again. I'm trying to deal with the... Oh, the user's already hidden. If I can, with the... Okay, I can't deal with it if you've already partially dealt with it. Yeah, let's see how that holds, okay? If it comes back, I will deal with it. And there's a little quirk, I can't remember what it is, but if you do one action, YouTube doesn't allow you to do the other action. And if you do the one action that will temporarily do things, it seems like you can't get rid of the person altogether. So we'll go back to the car. I'm not seeing or hearing much. Anyway, there was just the catbird, and that's all I was seeing or hearing. I saw starlings, and I don't know what else you may have seen or not seen, but we're going to head to the car. We're going to go to Shockey Pool, and that will probably be it for Montezuma today. We had problems here last week with keeping connected, but I'm not ready to say, oh, we always have problems here. It's easy to say that, but there are too many factors. Believe it or not, and not for every single step of the tour each week, but I often have a feel for how things are in certain areas. Some are better than others. And like I said, believe it or not, I actually often have an understanding of that. What the issues are. Another catbird. I think there are two at least. It's good to hear them, actually. I didn't turn the music on. It's so silly. Come on. Come on. Check on things. Well, I'm showing live, so hopefully we're live, and it was just an intermittent thing. Hold on. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Okay. Alright, we're live again. So let me get out of the car. Welcome to Shockey Pool. I did see a lot of starlings as I drove here. They were in the trees, really between the road and the pool. And I don't believe we'd be able to see them from the tower just because of where they were. So let me have another sip of water. Like it or not, I mean it's reading 80 degrees right now. It's still hot in the sun if you're standing there. And it feels hot here in the car with the windows closed right now. Okay, I'll be right around. Not sure if I just heard an American Goldfinch or not. Yes, I did. American Goldfinch. I don't know where they are. I think they're relatively close. But it's been quiet everywhere we've gone today. You know, doing what we're doing right this minute, you know, with me carrying this camera and taking you up is, you know, obviously a little bit more difficult than, you know, this camera, or I'm sorry, these binoculars. Hold on, I gotta adjust it. They get so, in terms of how they work, not in terms of the optics, but just like in terms of like how the two barrels stay close together or not, they're just terrible. Always have been. There's a great egret in the air. Another one there. Anyway, another one. What I'm saying is, while this, you know, to get the camera back out and bring you along is, you know, it takes more time and everything. I do prefer to do it, I guess, overall. Sometimes we just don't have the time for it at all, but looks like an osprey. Yeah, I thought so. That's an osprey. So we've seen an osprey, seen or heard. Oh, what's this? That's another osprey. A couple ospreys, some great egrets, American goldfinches, starlings. I just heard a red squirrel in here somewhere. That's the sound you're hearing. Lots of grasses here. There, you know, I don't know how much water is down there, but obviously not much water is, you know, open and visible. This used to be so much more open a few years ago, and I don't know if it's because of the way they've managed it here. They've, you know, drained it sometimes, and it's just made for, you know, I don't know if it's ecologically better, but in terms of bird watching, it's much worse. I think those are all dead fish out there. Those are some gulls. That looks like an eagle to me. It's hard to tell what are birds there and what are just mounds of vegetation. I think most of them are mounds of vegetation. Or, you know, something as such. Great blue heron, and another great blue heron, and a great egret there. flew off. That was an American Goldfinch, a male again. Alright, let's just take a quick look in the rookery. We saw maybe one nest occupied last week. And taking a quick look there now, I don't see any activity up there at all. Good. You know, it's late, so that's good. And I don't see us really staying here much longer. I should probably just head back to Ithaca. Not much going on here. You know what we're gonna do? I think we'll make one more stop. Let's make one more stop together. We'll go to that place where I was earlier. Or you know what? Maybe I should, hold on. Let me check my email. Just give me a moment. I just want to see if there are any more alerts regarding them. Come on. My email's taking forever to load for whatever reason. It's not loading. I just want to see if there were any further alerts regarding, you know, red-headed woodpeckers, but let's walk down to the car. No, check again in a moment. Another gray blue heron in flight. And oh, I'm hearing a gray catbird. Just say that. Let me check my email just to see what our next move is going to be. Can't find the server. What do you mean you can't find the server? Alright, hold on. My other phone can't find the server either, so maybe that's a sign. I'll probably stop there on the way back, though. Let's say about 5 o'clock, 5:15. Okay, let's. We're gonna take a break. So we'll restart around 5 o'clock, maybe 5:15. Okay, everybody. See if you got the message. Okay, you did get the message. Okay, I'll see you soon, everybody.